Hey, we're looking into a new game called Abiotic Factor. This has overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam and it has a lot of them. Not too much compared to maybe Stellaris, for example, but it's about 30,000 anywhere. We're going to get right into it. Let's go ahead and get started. So, at some point, we're going to pick a new game. We're going to name our game. I'm going to spare you going through the settings and whatnot. I just wanted to show you this game. This game is pretty cool. So we'll just do about maybe 10 or 15 minutes of it and see where we go. Anyway, so yeah, we're probably just going to keep it on normal because I just want to show you newbies how to play it. I could probably do it on hard, possibly. I do like to modify the sandbox settings. Like I said, I think I'll keep the settings to myself for now, and we'll just get started with the game. So we'll go ahead and load in here. So this is just a little blurb here about character saves. So you pick a job. It's not too important, but I like Kinetic Researcher the best because it's got that blunt melee, and let me tell you, blunt weapons in this game are where it's at. They are really cool. Bladed weapons are decent too, but they have some drawbacks. Definitely have some drawbacks. Yeah, so blunt is a really good skill. So is fortitude. So is sprinting. You're gonna want to run around fast without running out of stam. It's actually pretty important. And then you got available traits. This is similar to traits in Stellaris with species, where you get some traits that give you plus points and some give you negative points. Now there's Light Eater that requires 20% less food. That is very nice. But what I want to pick is Self-Defense. That gives me plus 3 melee damage, and that's pretty significant at the beginning stage of the game. This is kind of good to get your power front-loaded to you. Especially as you level up your weapons. So that allows you to drink tainted water. And then there's that allows me to carry more. So that's also very, very beneficial. And I always take weak bladder because you really don't feel that disadvantage anyway, or that negative trait. And we'll go ahead and launch. So we spawn in, 1 second. Okay, I don't know why I can't hear the media source, but hopefully you guys can. I'll take a look at this post-production, but anyway, we're running around. We meet this scientist. You know, I'm not a big fan of RP, but we will listen to him while we collect things, as long as we're not standing around just waiting for him to be done. And I don't know if there's any dialogue that you have to, like, select in this game, like in, say, Mass Effect. Can't go there yet, but we will be able to go there later. There's a neat trick I'll show you guys. Some of you may know that the only way you can access that is through a fan. I'll tell you later how to get past that fan. We want to go to these vents here. Now I'm going to show you this fan at some point here quick. And you want to grab every single piece of scrap on the ground. You want to basically try to dismantle just about everything you can in this game. At worst, you'll be able to pick it up and use it as furniture, or be able to then scrap it in a repair bench later, or, best case scenario, it will drop resources on the spot that you could then use to build other things. So that's why you just basically just want to, if you don't care about it, you want to dismantle everything. Even if you do care about it sometimes. Because that's the only way you can pick it up. Just hopefully you get lucky. That's the fan we were talking about. They're probably wondering, how the hell do we get through that? I wondered that my first several weeks playing this. I kind of gave up trying to get through that fan, but then I finally figured it out, and I was like, I facepalmed myself that I hadn't figured that out sooner. So we're going to sneak past this carbuncle here. Those carbuncles are pretty important. We don't have a weapon, or else we would totally end that guy on screen, because he has a very potent, powerful resource that we need. We're just going to blow past this guy here. Come through this vent. And we get a screwdriver. This is the most important thing here. The screwdriver is going to allow us to build things. Okay? And I think it does influence how we take things apart, though I'm a little rusty on that knowledge there. So we see things highlighted in yellow here. These are things that we can dismantle, like metal pipes. Always pick up metal pipes whenever you see them. They are one of the more scarce resources. They're not completely scarce, but they definitely are not in as much abundance as, say, paper or cloth, for example. Yeah, so we could craft some things, but we're not going to do that now. Now, ladders. The trick to ladders in this game, do not go that way. Go this way instead. Go forward. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's silly. I hate the way they do the ladders, but actually, in a way, I like them now. It's just learning them was a pain in the butt because it goes counter to everything you've learned in every other FPS game that has ladders. Yeah, you go straight out over the ledge, over the ladder, and it'll bring you down. That's all you got to do. And now we're going to get some more pipes here. So with that, now see there's a chair. Always dismantle chairs. Like I said, at worst, you can collect them, you know, you can collect them intact and do all kinds of crazy, cheesy stuff with them. That's one of the cool things about this game. I'll show you later. But yeah, we're collecting more stuff, more pipes. There's not really anything up here or up there, so we're just going to skip. We're going to open the door. Now, there's going to be enemies here. We don't have anything yet. But now, we have a desk leg. This is going to be your main weapon, unless you do blades, which I don't recommend for beginners. Blunt will get you very far. In fact, I would scrap a couple of them. And you also get planks, which are very useful, especially with making storage boxes, which we will be making a lot of later. So we're going to go ahead and grab that desk leg. Ideally, we're going to take all these tables apart at some point. Now, some you want to keep intact because they do respawn items. So, yeah, some of the stuff in here does respawn items. So keep that in mind. You may or may not want to take a desk apart. If you find that it has good items on it, you might want to leave that intact so you can get those good items again later. Now, in order to harvest that guy, we're going to need a knife. We need to end this guy first. So, as you can see, the bat's pretty, the desk leg's pretty powerful. Blunt's pretty powerful in general. So, we're going to go ahead and look for that knife now. There looks like there's one right there. And now we're going to cut him up. And they always drop meat, these aliens. Now you don't want to eat the meat without cooking it first, okay? And even if you're cooking it, you need to find some rad pills. You still eat it, but you will need to find rad pills every so often to get rid of the radiation that they cause. But that doesn't mean you don't eat it or avoid eating it. That's ridiculous. No, you still need to eat that stuff. They're going to be your primary source of food. It's just every once in a while you're going to have to take a rad pill. It's really that simple. It's not a big deal. So it looks like we're cleaning out our inventory a little bit of things that we don't really care about, don't need. I try to bust this down, but you really can't. Or I try to pick it up. So there's another kitchen knife. Always pick up kitchen knives when you see them. They break very easily, or at least on default settings. Now, I have a more forgiving setting when it comes to durability. I highly recommend, especially for new players or people that don't like to tear their hair out when they play games. I just don't like games where I have to do that. You know, to each his own. Like, there's this game called Vintage Story, and the durability is insane. I don't know if this guy's actually talking, but he basically tells us that we need to put a battery in that slot there. Okay?
But hurry, would you? I'm not enjoying
so right now we're going to open that door. Make sure you open that door when you enter this place. That way you can get back here easily without going through the vents. That's if you die. And naturally we want to disable, try to dismantle all the tables. If they turn out into cubes, you can just leave them there. Come back to them later if you want to use them. It's interesting. You can use most of the furniture in this game. You can make some pretty interesting stuff. So yeah, always grab duct tape when you see it. Duct tape kind of just like any other survival FPS game makes the world go round. So we're going to do a little crafting and research mini game here. You basically put the items in and it kind of wastes your time, but it's a little fun, I guess. I debated whether or not to turn this on or off, but I thought about leaving this on just to show you guys how this is. Some of you might like it, some of you might think it's annoying. If you think it's annoying, you can turn it off in the options. It's really no consequence whether you have it on or off. It's just, you know, Basically, you don't get to play the fun minigame. I don't think it's that fun, but like, you know, it adds flavor, I think. So I keep it. But I just as easily, you know, just turn it off just for convenience, just to not waste time. Time's very important to me, so. Alright, this is an important room here. You gotta bust these computers up. Always try to bust computers up and collect what they have. They have very valuable items that you can't get anywhere else, and that can be very hard to come by and are in high demand. A lot of the higher level stuff also, and progression, is gated behind those items that those computers drop. So you want to find places in the world where there's lots of abandoned computers that you can bust apart like that. Those are all over, and we want those in particular, power supply units, because we're going to use that to make the energy brick, I think it's called, that we're going to put in that door to make it run and operate. Okay, so I keep trying to get in here. It doesn't work. I guess that's just a decoration. Can't really do anything with it. So we're just probably going to move on. That gives us coffee if we give it 5 cash. We don't really have any cash yet, but we'll get some later on. You just randomly find it in the world. So we got to empty our inventory just slightly a little bit so we... Yeah, my battery died here, guys. Sorry. Just give me a few minutes.
Here at the Gate Cascade Resort.
Okay, guys. Had to change my headset's battery real quick here. Anyway, let's go back to it. So yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and store some items, but yeah, I forgot where I was. I got rudely interrupted during my recording, so. But anyway, oh yeah, that's right. We were going to make a crafting bench. So we're pretty close to the end of the video here. Yeah, but I'm thinking maybe I will put it here, but I don't think I'm going to. I actually think I might want to put it out here. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, so we're going to put the crafting bench out here. Now we're going to have to plug that plug into it at some point. You're going to want to craft this crafting bench immediately as soon as possible. There's a lot of things that it's going to allow you to do that you need to do in order to progress immediately. So now we're going to need the screwdriver in our hand, and then we left click with the screwdriver. It's going to build this crafting bench here. And so we're going to go ahead and now I struggle a little bit here to find how to plug this thing in because it's been a little while since I played this game. So we got to grab this plug here, hit E on it, and then connect it. So now it's powered, now it's plugged in. So as the TV said, or you may have heard the TV say that power goes off at night, so that will be a critical factor going forward. Batteries will be an absolute necessity for your base and its function and operation. Looks like we still can't make any decent weapons for us, but we can make a makeshift bag. This is essential. You want to make one of these right away, and you know, it only gives us about 3 slots. We're also going to make a chest piece here. Going to put these things on. So there's the shield we made. That's going to come in handy. And then there is the backpack. That's going to give us 3 extra slots. Every slot is very meaningful in this game. Don't get a lot of inventory space in this game, so every bit counts. But you do get better and better backpacks. So the, you know, inventory logistics grind will get easier and easier as you go along. So now we're going to make the energy brick that we need to stick in that wall. So yeah, we're just going to play the little mini game here. I have a lot of experience with this, so yeah. It looks like that didn't work, so you just try again until you get the right one. It's really not that big of a deal. There's not really repercussion for it. We're going to go ahead and grab some more of this tech here. And then we'll craft the energy brick. Now we're going to stick it in this wall and see what happens. So this guy, of course, he's grateful, but then he gets attacked by this big, nasty alien monster, and we're going to have to fight him. Yeah, he really messes us up here. Spoiler alert. Yeah, we're not having a good time with this guy. He makes us bleed. These guys are really tough to deal with in the beginning of the game. I'm really surprised if I kill. I'm really going to be surprised if I kill this guy. Maybe. So we fight him, but I think I'm fighting this guy wrong here. I'm not really fighting him correctly. I used to be able to be pretty good at it. Also, don't think I'm letting him hit my shield, but anyway. But I finally do get him. He nearly kills me. Nearly kills me. I've got to make a bandage quickly because I don't have any bandages. So yeah, word of advice, when you start getting cloth, make sure you make a bandage or two for that reason. Got to consume this really quickly, and I think I just saved myself short of death. So yeah. Generally, you do not want to fight those guys unless, like, in that situation, you're basically forced to here because this is going to be our base and we can't really do anything about him other than try to end him. So, now with that being said, we are going to try to find a place to sleep before we end the video to see if we can heal up a little bit. We are going to need to find some syringes in the medkit boxes scattered throughout the facility, but we'll probably look for a way to restore our health in the next episode. And I do believe I'm going to make more videos on this, but we'll just take it 1 week at a time, or however long it takes me to make this video. And we can cut him up with a knife, and you're going to want to, because he gives you the peccary skull, which is useful in a lot of recipes. It's a very useful item.
Nocturnal owl.
You make some decent gear out of it. Take some of the tech scrap, but then I remember that the bed is probably in this room right here, and it is. So we're going to go ahead and try to use it. Now we end up sitting down by accident. You got to hold E and hold it and let the meter go all the way down to lay down on it. And so we're going to do that. We're going to hold it all the way down, and then we lay down. You play a neat little mini game with the sleep cycle. So just jump over the aliens until you're fully rested. So we got a little bit of health back, but we didn't get much. Hey guys, this is a really important message. If you like this game, if you like this series that I'm doing here, you need to speak up, hit that like button, and leave a comment. It would help if you subscribe too, but only if you want to. But really leave a comment telling me that you want me to do more of this and you want me to continue this playthrough here. Otherwise, I might discontinue it if I don't see any engagement. So it's very important that if you want this to continue, if you want me to keep playing this, to give me that like, give me that comment, give me that encouragement. Otherwise, I have no idea whether or not anybody wants to actually see this game, other than the numbers. But the numbers don't always tell everything. So I really appreciate it. And yeah, and if you like my content, you haven't subbed, I usually don't beg for subs, but as far as this game's concerned, if you sub during this video, it does tell the algorithm that this video is well liked. That means it will show it more. So if you want this to, if you want me to continue with this game in this series, it's very important that you show your support, you show the algorithm your support. That way I know that, hey, I need to continue this. Otherwise, if it doesn't do well and nobody speaks up, then I may erroneously or mistakenly believe that this actually isn't popular with anyone. So, and you know what happens when that happens. It usually gets discontinued. So if you don't want this series to die right now, then you know what you gotta do. And that's all. Thank you. Anyway, guys, that's pretty much the end of the video. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys had some fun and see something a little different on my channel. And if you want to try this game out, it's on Steam. Last I checked, it's got 35,000 overwhelmingly positive reviews. If you like my stuff, you know what to do. Every YouTuber tells you like and subscribe. I mean, there's a reason for it. It's because, you know, we feel that if we don't tell you that, you know, you'll just forget or something. I don't know. I think you guys are smart enough to know how to subscribe to someone if you really like them. So that's kind of why I don't really make a big deal out of it. Same with memberships, you know, if you want to give me your money, you want to give me your support and invest in the channel, I feel it's an investment. It's a small one, but yeah, I mean, $5 gets your foot in the door. You get access to like all the events that we'll do once we get enough people in. And I'd love to get the community going. That's the only tier for now. There might be other tiers later as there's more demand for it. Also, the most important thing is, now that I'm back in the swing of things, hopefully you guys will see more backlog from me. And if you do, if you're a member, you get to see it up front. You don't have to wait weeks or days or however long you want to wait to see my future content. So that I will be dispensing to YouTube because I got to feed the algorithm piecemeal. If I do it all at once, then my numbers will tank. So, well, speaking of tanking numbers, my numbers looking pretty bad right now. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you like this, and have a good evening or morning wherever you are in the world.